okay? We'll have that way of presentation. Agreed? Kankanala, Kusar, Mutasi, agreed, right? Only one question you are going to do, not many. Okay, good. Any objection, you can tell me. Now let me start with the recorded class for you for today. I don't know whether you can hear the voice. Let me check the voice. Okay, include the voice. If any problem, I will go through that, no problem. Good morning, students. Let me share the class note for you. Today the new topic is on Chauffeurs and bending moment diagrams on transverse loading. Right, you've seen different types of loading. Today we will have a lesson on how to analyze the member for transverse loading. Let's see. Before going into this one, let's recall some of the analysis that you have studied in statics and dynamics, engineering statics and dynamics, so that you are finding it easier to calculate the design, do the analysis for a transverse loading. Let us recall, you have types of beams, right? As I shown here, you have types of beams, cantilever beam, simply supported beam, you can say simply supported beam, or pin joints, just pin or hinged, pinned, all are same, pinned or hinged, all the meaning are same, hinged, and then fixed beam, fourth one, overhanging beam. Okay, there are so many types, but let's see the major types only today, so that you will have a distinction between, able to distinguish between different types of beams. Is it audible? Hi students, for today, is it audible?
Yes.
And your analysis. Overhanging beam, this one we did last time. Overhanging beam, you can put dash for in US English or just use it as a single word. Overhanging beams. Okay, overhanging beams. Finally, there are so many, but let's understand this part only. Overhanging beams and continuous beams. Continuous beams. Continuous one moment. Continuous beams. Let me correct it. Get me the correct spelling. I got confused already. One moment. Continuous. Continuous them one by one. I can even pull them here to show you. Save this. I select this and then put it here. Cantilever will look like this. Okay, and we will have, I draw the structure first. Selecting here. Is supported, simply supported or hinged or pinned, all are having like this. Normally they put it like this in the line sketch, the free body diagram, we put it like this. Sometimes it is denoted like this, one dot only, right? And then another type also there, roller support. We can include in roller. There is nothing called roller beam. Roller support can be there. Sometimes this comes with both unhinged or one end hinge, another end roller. Like this type of wheel you can put down to denote the roller support. These are all simply supported types. And then moving on, you will have fixed beam. Fixed beam, all of you know that it is fixed at both ends. Very hard fixing with into the wall, restrained into the wall or restrained into the bolted and joints or welded. All these things are fixed end beam. Number 4 will be what you have, overhanging beam. Overhanging beam is also a typical type which most commonly will come across in our design. It's looking like this, overhanging. Overhanging will be like this. You have a beam, and then you have like this support, but this end will be free. Okay, this part is called overhanging. A small portion from here to here is overhanging, right? From this portion to this portion is overhanging. That's why it's called as overhanging beam. Then last one, continuous beam. Continuous beam is like this. Continuous beam will be, we will have suppose, right? Suppose here, and then here. There will be many spans connected by the supports. Number 1 span, number 2, number 3. There are many spans connected by different supports. This may be simply supported or fixed or combination of all are fixed, or sometimes fixed here. Fixed only ends are fixed. In between it will be having a triangular support or roller support or a pin like this. This is also called as continuous beam because it has many spans. 1, 2, 3, 4 different spans are there. Okay, this is 3. Okay, 3. Okay, and then moving on. This is all about the continuous types of beam. Next, understand about the load conditions that it is going to give you. Okay. Second topic on loading. Second topic, types of load. Based on the types of load, the response of the member will be different. Types of loading. Loading. Types of loading. Let's understand these types of loading. If you have remember, can tell me. Do you remember anything? It's very interesting if you plot it. Mainly they are classified as. Please listen carefully. Mainly they are classified as number 1, point load, right? Point load like this. If you take the simply supported, it is loaded at a point. Okay, it's loaded at a point. Maybe a wall, perpendicular to, maybe just a wall or no, column. Your column. This, imagine this is a beam, right? AB is a beam, and there is a column supported at the middle of this one. Then it's called a point load of equal to the weight of the load, or the load that is coming over the column will be resting at this point in AB. Then it is point load. It may be a human being. You can even imagine a man is standing here, and it is called a point load. Or imagine there is a column fixed at this point, is a point load. And then it can be one or many, right? It can be one column or many column according to the construction. Sometimes the one column, or if there are many floors, imagine there are different floors coming over, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 different levels. All are acting at this point. There is a point load at this point. Then varied load or distributed load. Distributed load can be uniformly distributed and varying load. Okay, uniformly distributed or varying load. They can call this as uniform. And even in the varying also uniformly varying, invariably varying, like that. Okay, in that case, better we call this as uniformly distributed, uniformly varying, right, and varying load. We can call it uniformly distributed. Number one, uniformly distributed load. Let's see first what is uniformly distributed load. What is uniformly distributed load? If we take a member, similar example I can give. Take for example a member with simply supported at these two ends, simply a roller, and then distributed means automatically it is all over the member, distributed over the member, not at a point like this. It may be like this, distributed, okay. And then unit value will be given. Unit value will be given. Usually it is W per meter run, per meter, or it will denoted as kilonewton per meter. Okay, W per meter or kilometer per run. I mean W per L, W per L, per meter run, W per meter length, or W per unit length of the. I can write this as unit length. Unit length. It is not for a span, but for a unit length. When I say unit, it is 1. W per unit unit length. I write it completely. The length may be 1 meter. When I say units, 1 meter in terms of kilometer will be given to you. Then you may have to calculate. That means what? Only 1 meter is considered. The load is the value of load. Say for example, they have given 10 kilonewton per meter. Means every kilometer, every meter, it is subjected to 10 kilonewton. Every meter it is subjected to 10 kilonewton. That is the meaning of uniformly. See over the span, if this is the span overall length L, over the span it is same, and the unit value is also same from N to N, from A to B. This is uniformly maintained. Varied load may be like this. For the same one, varied load may be. It means only one. In the first case, it may be one floor that is coming over. Right? It may be a varied load, uniformly varying. Can be uniformly varying. Linearly varying like this, triangular loads, all this. One moment. I'll bring the information to you. Is removing uniformly varying. Uniformly varying will be like this. You have a support. It may be a triangular type. Uniform is the variation is uniform. Per meter run, it is at the same rate, increasing at the same rate from A to B. And then it might be like this. This way. It may be like this. From A to B, the changes are happening in the same way. And then just varying. Lastly, just varying type. Varying load. Varying load, or then two floor type of loading is called invariably varying or just varying load. Keep it as varying load. So this load may be some landscaping, and then some high floor, maybe 2 floor, another one again 2 floor with the 3 floor and 2 floor, just landscaping, then 2 floor, like that it is varying. These are all called varying type of loading. Mostly this is the nature of design. we will assume to be uniform so that even if it is a little bit extra, it's still safer side. Okay, this is the real case. Sometimes it's one building, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, but we analyze all using these type of loading 1 to 4, and then 5th one is automatically addressed. When you learn thoroughly about 1 to 4, 5th one you know how to manage it. You will get an experience to do that, right? Any questions so far? If not, the third one, underneath this. Let's follow the rule. The strategy is important. Strategy will give you what are the types, what are the rules you're going to follow, thumb rules you're going to follow, formula you're going to follow, principles you're going to follow, right? The rule, keep it like this. If I'm changing, please tell me. If it is different from what we are doing, please correct me. But this is what we are following. Rule for shear force, in this case, we are going to draw a bending moment diagram and shear force diagram. Shear force diagram for this case. So in doing shear force, the rules followed are downward force. Downward force, we take it as positive. And then upward force, we are taking as. All of you listen carefully. This question is solved for the given condition of support and load. Next time you are going to solve another question. Okay, please listen carefully. Negative. Okay, upward force is negative. In the bending moment case, bending moment you already know hogging and sagging, right? Sagging is like this, a cup shape, a deep pool like hogging, right? This is hogging. This is hogging. This is sagging, meaning in English term. Sorry, I'm writing wrong. Loaded with this bending, when you at this point on the beam, in that case your bending will be like this. Leave a beam, nothing, right? It is stable. When a load is applied in this direction, it will tend to move in this way, right? It will tend to bend like this. Create a sagging type. So create a sagging type. Sagging type. Sagging at this point on the beam. In that case, your bending will be like this. Your bending will be like this. Hogging is taken as negative. Please remember these points when we are going to do this analysis, which is very important for you. Okay, let's go back to the question there, which is giving 100 newtons and the span is 3 meter. Given span is 3 meter. Okay, take this end as B, this end as A. I use the same, easy for understanding. Okay, then moving on. Let's start the shear force diagram. Shear force and how this is being analyzed very carefully. You must apply your common sense and also your technical knowledge, right? It won't come all of a sudden. You must practice. Practice makes you perfect. Okay. Start from end A, at A. When you talk about at A, not A, right? And the loading at A. Just exactly at A, when you say this is the n at A, we have done already at A, and then we calculate at B. Okay. What is the value at B? What is the value at B? Moving on from A to A, just keep moving, and then when you go, there is nothing happening after that, so no value changing. Go to B, what will happen? Is there any loading here or reaction here? Anything happening here? Anything happening here? And from here to here, you can use your good old equilibrium conditions, right? The equations of equilibrium, you can use it. Like equation of equilibrium says summation of shear force is equal to 0, summation of moment is equal to 0, It depends on the direction, whether you're going for X direction, Y direction. Negative 100, am I right? So until this is 100, we write that point, right? I just put right hand side, left hand side, easy for you. Just right hand side of B, at right hand side of B, just 1 centimeter or 1 mm right hand side to B will be 100 newtons. 100 units. On the other hand, at left hand side, just crossed, or at B or when you cross, it is crossing a negative 100, isn't it? Negative 100. So at B, let it be at B, because you need to include, it is a cumulative, it's a integrated response. We cannot leave it. We cannot leave the right hand side. So at B it will be, you need to have 100, already you have 100, right? Up to this point is 100. Where is this loading? Okay. And then minus this 100, end up with at 100 at B will be, it will be 0. Is the point clear? It is close negative because when it force diagram, your bending moment means shear force diagram will be like this. Your load is here. Shear force diagram, when you draw correctly, because of the loading, you will have this much value, right? You will have this value. Your shear force diagram will be diagram. Your bending moment means shear force diagram will be. We will finish bending moment also. Comes clear to you. At example, same example with 10 kilo correctly. Because of the loading, you will have this much value, right? You will have this value. Your shear force diagram will be. Your shear force diagram will be starting from here, 100, right? 100. Keep on going, no change until this point. When it comes here, becomes 0. You cannot proceed further because there is a negative, because it falls to 0. Okay, falls to 0. Either this way is better way of understanding, right? You cannot leave 100, right? And this is better. I put 100. Falls to 0. Diagram will be your shear force diagram. Okay, bending moment. Start from A. It is start from the point A, the corner A. Corner A is important. For example, if you want, you can introduce here. Newton meter. At this point, force into distance. Force there. This at A is 0, right? 10 into 0 is 0. At A is 0. Clear? 10 into 0 is 0. Just move from A to the left. What will happen? Until B, there is no change, right? There is no change. We don't have to bother about. We don't worry about. Even if you calculate every meter, also it will be same, because it is one time, right? 1 meter, 1 meter, 3 meter. It will be 10, 10, 10 only. Remains same. Check for example, C. Moment at this point will be load 10 times 1. It will be 10 again. So no need to bother about this. It is there until it reaches the point B, because there is some restraint, right? There is a fixed end moment which is causing the value to change. Let's do it at next one. At C, it will be MC will be. For example, if you want, you can introduce here. Otherwise, no need. This is introduced at 1 meter for your understanding. 1 meter. Let this be C. At C again, it will be 110 times. Same formula. Repeat the formula. Same formula. F times D. F times D. It will be 10 times 1. It will be 10 Newton meter. Right? Kilonewton meter. And then at B, go to B or D. You can put like these numbers, any number you can put. You will have the same value. And then if it is at 2 meter, it will be 20, because it's adding, right? It means it's increasing. But I will write and see. At D, for example, D, at D, and D. MD is equal to, for example, although the value is not given, for your understanding, we are doing this one graphical way. It would be 20 kilonewton meter. And then moving on, at B it will be, at B it will be again F into D is given by 3, right? It's 3, 10 times 3. 10 times 3, it will be 30 kilonewton meter. Correct? We are having correct one, 110. It's all 100, right? I just put on D here, each and everything at 1 meter. 1 meter. And the total is 3 meter. 3 meter, and this B is here. Let's draw the bending moment diagram. When you draw this one, see the shear force, it's positive. I do it on top because it's the loading downward, right? We take the, by rule, we take the loading downward as positive by rule. By rule, we take loading downward as positive. So the upward as negative. That's why we do. And then sagging positive, hogging negative. Follow the same thing. We got the positive because it's yours is up, downward shear force. And then bending moment, hogging, sagging, we just find out. Or about the support also, we can keep the clock and see whether it's clockwise or anti-clockwise also fine. Both way you can see it. And right, start the drawing the bending moment diagram. Number 1, what type of we must have common sense. Nowadays engineers, because of more computer, more automation, we lose our common sense, knowledge of common sense. Okay, so what do? It will bend like this. What is this? Hogging, right? Hogging means negative. Hogging means negative. Negative downward. We plot the negative downward. So it will be just mark 1 by 1, and this is 100, right? And this is 0. At this point is 0, value 0. Then just be increasing to 100, right? Somewhere at C is 100. At C is 100. C is 100. D is 200. B is 300. Join all these points. It's a bending moment hogging, right? Bending moment. And then it is a point load. So point load, you can put it as a straight line. Point load, you can put it as a straight line. Negative, because it's sagging, no, hogging moment. It's a type of a hogging moment. I stop here. Hogging, type of moment is hogging. Hogging moment, which is negative. Okay, this is how you can do for individual bits. So I stop here. Right. Any question in the video that was played just now? Guys? Any question? Are you clear with the calculation of shear force and bending moment? Shall I give one question for you to solve? Are you ready? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hearing me? I give you one question for you to practice, right? Very simple one. Similar way we can use it to solve. One moment. My battery is down. Okay. Right. Let me draw the sketch for you on the screen so that you can start calculating in the same way. Do the shear force and bending moment. Follow the rules. Go from A to B. Look for the condition of support. Look for the type of loading. Follow the rules and then do it. Okay. If you want, I will post the slides for you. I want to give you more information. Better you do this part. Since I completed, you do one, then you have a hands-on to have confidence. Then I give all the detailed variation of different types of loading, different types of moment, and the shape of diagrams. Okay, I will teach you after this. You do one at least for knowing how it is being solved. Let me give the question to you now. I draw on the screen for you. Let me share the screen. All of you take the paper, switch on the camera. Take your notebook, pen, calculator. Come on, quick. You must make it faster. You must get confidence. Then only it is easy for us to Proceed. Just simple question I'm giving. You're going to give me the answers. I'll see who is doing first. Make it sportive. Nobody switch on the camera. All of you switch on your camera. Switch on your camera. Take your paper, pen, calculator. Do this calculation. Simple calculation. Single beam. I'll share the screen for you. Good. All of you, switch on your camera. I want to see whether you're working really. Must get confidence. I draw it. So another question is given us. Same cantilever for make you to understand and get confidence in doing things and the types of moments. This is the second question I'm giving, which is having again a cantilever beam, right? One end fixed, one end fixed. Can you all see the screen? I shared already.
Yes.
Okay. This is cantilever beam or cantilever beam with a member loading type. Loading is at this end is 100 newtons. Okay, 100 newtons, and this at 1 meter from here. I name this as D. I name this as C. At 1 meter from here is acted upon by 50 kilonewton, 50 newton. Maybe here got 3 floors sitting on this beam. At C there may be 2 floors sitting on this beam. At B again, B at 2 meter away. Just at 2 meter away. At 2 meter away. 2 meter away. This is 1 meter. Name this as B. Name this as A. Okay. At this point there is a load equal to 200. Maybe many floors sitting at this point. You must calculate for the analyze for this condition. This is again 1 meter. 1 meter. The distance is 1 meter. 1 meter. Can you all solve for shear force and bending moment for this kind of support condition and bending moment? Quickly, take 5 minutes time. I'm sure you can quickly solve this. Cantilever with multiple point load. You just make an attempt, otherwise I'll solve. I give you 5 minutes. Now the time is 22. You can finish by 27. All of you switch on your camera. Ongzen, Raymond, did you switch on your camera? Take it sportively. This is your life. Civil engineer means must know how to analyze a beam. When you go to site, you started with engineer will give you a go on design this beam. This is where you start. Knowing the load, knowing the typical member, knowing the span, start designing. Only 12%. What happened to other? No, not 12, even less. Six people are here. Harshita. What happened to the lady? Saraf Sahid is not here. Three people absent today.
Shoot the question again.
You can see the screen, right? Can you see the screen?
No, Ms. Yes.
Oh, take down this question.
Yes, now can see.
2 more minutes left. Time up already. Anyone has the answer? You have to do proceed with next method. 4 methods I need to solve by today. Okay, follow the rules. Okay, same the rules followed are downward positive, right? Downward positive, and then downward positive, upward negative. Similarly, hogging and sagging. Go for hogging and sagging. Hogging is positive, sagging is positive, hogging is negative, right? Let's analyze, and the solution will be like this. We follow the rule. I written the rule here. This is the rule to be followed, right? Can you see the screen? Can you all see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone got the answer? I'm sorry, no, it cannot be like this. Okay, let me do this part only, but next class you have next question you have to solve. Okay, let me start from D. ND. Start from ND. All of you follow carefully. It is with 100 newtons already. Let's do the shear force diagram first, or analysis for shear force diagram. So shear force at SF at just right hand side. When you see just away from here, shear force is about the force, no force. But at D, you have how much at D? Please answer. Positive, downward positive, right? 100 newtons. And then just move on from D to C. All of you, please answer together with me. Otherwise, it is not in follow me. I don't understand you are following or not. From C to D, if you move on, what it will be at C? Just right hand of C. Right hand side of this at this point. Right hand side at this point, how much it will be? Just near to C. Not reaching C. Not exactly reaching C. Right hand side of C will be shear force at right hand side. This is for your understanding only. No need to write right hand side and all when you get familiarized with these things. What will be right hand side of C? Until C, just 1 centimeter away from C, or right hand side of C. How much it is? Anybody? Right hand side of C at this point. At this point, how much it will be? Please answer. Ongzen, what will be the value of force at this point? What will be the force value of the force at this point? Just right hand side of C, where I mark red. How much it will be? Just say answer. See the question and answer. Can be wrong. No, don't worry. I want to see whether it's really reaching you or not. That's why we must have an on-site class. You're also not coming. Easy for you to interact.
100.
Very good. 100. Right? And then at B, it will be changing. Shefos at exactly at D. How much is at D? Harshita, what will be the value at D? It will be summation, right? You need to do Atsikan. See, sorry. It's a cumulative value because it's the member is together, combined together. A to D is a one member, one beam with too many loading on top of it. So you have to start all of them. Until now is until our right hand side of C is 100, and when it reaches at C, it will be Harshita. How much? At C it will be. At C it will be. Add with
50.
50 Newton. Are you there, Harshita? Okay. And then moving on from C, go slightly away from C. On left hand side of C will be, what will be at left hand side of C here? Adel, left hand side of C. Shear force at left hand side of C. Left hand side of C. How much is the value? For your understanding, only I'm doing detailing, otherwise no need. You can rush it. At left hand side where the I mark red, somewhere here, how much it will be? It will be still, how much?
150.
Very good, because no other load in between C and B or right hand side of C will be no loading. It's still living with 150. Correct? 150. And then moving on to B. When you reach B, at B it will be, at B it will be different, right? At B, when it reaches at B, it will be different. Or just go near to B, left hand side of B. Shear force at left hand side of B, right hand side of. For your understanding only I'm detailing it, otherwise no need all these right hand side, left hand side. At this point where I mark red, until B it will be still living with 150 newtons, because no change in between right hand side of B and left hand side of C. At this, no change in between, right? That is why it's still maintaining 150 at this point. Delete, otherwise you confuse. Okay, then moving on. At shear force, now coming to the point, shear force at, what is the value at shear force at B, exactly at B, right? Shear force exactly at B will be, just see here, cumulative. So for until right hand side is 150 already, and then at B there is an increase, another load is coming in, 200 downward is positive, right? 200, so it will be 350 newtons. Okay, 350 newtons. Okay, and then moving on, again you do the right hand side, left hand side, you will get the value, right? After B, just left hand side of B will be just left hand side, shear force at right hand side of B, shear force at right hand side of B. Just go on at this point, right hand side, right hand side. At this point there is no loading. If there is any UDL, then you have to calculate for that. There is no UDL in between A and B. You just live with whatever it is reached until B. Okay, so I live with right hand side still maintains with 350 newtons, and then when it reaches the value of A, the position of A, automatically the value changes. Well, left hand side, how much is right hand side of A? How much is right hand side of A? Please answer, Kosar. How much is right hand side of A? How much we reach right hand side of A, the where I mark red? Right hand side of A, how much is the load?
I cannot see.
You cannot see. You cannot see the diagram? I share screen, right? All of you can see the screen?
Now I can see. Now I can see.
Please answer me. What would be right hand side of A? We calculated here. We calculated here. We are now at A, near A, right, where I mark red. Mark red. What
It's
would be the
200.
value? Is still with
200.
what? Yeah. One moment. Okay. The value still follows, right? We come to B, right? Left hand side. Sorry, it is left hand side. Sorry. This one is left. Are you following? And then shear force at right hand side of A, right? It still maintains the same. Why? There is nothing to change. There is no other load. See, at this point you reach 350. It's still going on until A. Until this point there is nothing to change. So you still maintain 350 here and 350 here. Okay, that is what written here. Okay, finally you reach A. At A, shear force at A. Shear force at A will be this value, the previous value. I already told you it's integrated one. Previous value plus, is there any value at this point? Because it's fixed n, there should be equal and opposite loading. Then only the member is said to be balanced, isn't it? The member should be balanced only if a reaction of or equal to this whole loading 100 plus 50 plus 200, 350 is acting upward. Only then the system is said to be at equilibrium condition. So once you reach until right hand side of A, it is 350 only, right? And then when it at A, there is an opposite loading reactive force, right? There is a reaction caused by fixed n. If it is free n, no reaction, nothing there. Okay, free or hanging. Now it's fixed, so you will have a reaction equal to 350. That's why I'm writing this as 350, which is upward negative. Right, this is upward, that's why I'm putting negative. Understand why I put negative here. End up with 0. So closing the loop already. Okay, at this point it is closing the loop already, so it's balanced. We found all the shear forces across the span. Is this clear, everybody? Let's draw the diagram. Let's draw the shear force diagram. You start drawing it, otherwise you can listen to my class here. I put it here somewhere. It's here, easy. Paste. Okay, I have the drawing here. Let me do the bending moment diagram, I mean shear force diagram on top of it. Okay, right. Let's draw the shear force diagram. I use this color. I remove this point, and then I use this color to draw it. First of all, you should know positive or negative. Correct? Upward positive, I mean downward positive, upward negative, right? Most of them are positive, right? All the across the beam, it is all downward. It is all downward here, so all these things are positive. Downward positive shear force diagram. So positive, you can draw it on top, right? So I put this axis here from D to D, from D to A. I put the axis like this, and I'm going to draw top because it's positive. Okay, when you start from here, at D, how much is it? One by one. I go by the your attendance. Number one, Adel Gamal, how much is at D? Quickly, you shall answer. Don't let me jump into the windows. Come on.
100.
One moment, I lost this one. That's why I don't come here. Can you see the screen? 100.
Yes.
Very good. Adel, next to Adel, who is that? I put the points first. Add D is 100. Add C, how much? Next gentleman. I must keep the attendance with me. Okay, I have here. Don't worry. I will call the name now. Please don't mistake me and take it sportively. Don't worry. You can make mistake. Don't give way for ego here. You learn here. Then you will be the hero in your job place. Okay, where is it? Gentleman next. Who is gentleman next? Hmm? Who is that? Help me, Kosar. Who is next? Call the name. Don't help your friend. Help me.
Yes, ma'am.
Who is next? Who
Uh,
is next in the attendance after Adel?
after that,
Who is in the attendance? Let me join first. Okay. I got you. Don't worry.
Ahmad Nabil is next.
Answer me. After Adel is Ahmad Nabil. Absent? Ahmad Nabil?
Yes, miss.
At C, what is the value?
At C 100 plus 50, 150 Newton.
Okay. This is already 100. Adding up, right? Somewhere is 100, 150 on top. Okay, a little bit higher. We go up to 350, right? Let me proportionate, otherwise I will have problem. Okay, come on, I just put a mark only. 100, 150. Next gentleman, 150. Next gentleman is Hassan. Abdullah Hassan, Ahmad Hassan. At B, what is the value? Positive, right? Again positive, downward positive. At B, how much is Hassan? How much is the value at B?
350.
350. At high, right? Somewhere high here.
Yeah,
Go to
this
next
is
gentleman.
it's Muntasir.
350. I will put the number later. 100 to 150, 350. Nawal, are you there? Absent. I didn't see Nawal today.
Chair,
I am here, miss.
Nawal, how much is at A?
No, I am Ahmed Hassan.
Hassan turn finished. 350 he did already.
Yes.
Now the turn goes to
no,
Nawal.
miss,
A.
I just answered. Muntasir, fine. I just answered the 351.
Okay. I'm asking Nawal, what will be the value at A? Nawal Ismail. What's the value at A? Nawal is not there. Okay, Sada. I think two ladies gone for more shopping. I think they're not here. Next gentleman to this one. Nawal is not here. Derek. Walid is there. Ahmad Walid. What will be the value at A? What will be the value at A? We found out, right? Either you can say or just see the diagram and see. You are working, that means you're not working. At A is how much? Walid is there? Don't waste your time. If not Walid, Derek?
350.
Those are not answered, absent. I'm so sorry. Very good, 350, reaching 350, same line, 350. Right. Now, joining matter, whether it's a straight line or curved line or parabolic or exponential or curved, all these things, there is a thumb rule. I will explain you those things later with the chart, or I will provide you parts in the exam. Understand that type of load. It's a point load, should be straight line. Clear? It's a point load, should be straight line. Start. It's a straight line starting from 100, going to 150, going to 150, and then going to what value? Maybe I put like this, gradually increasing. This is the way you do. Until this is 100, only at this point it is increasing to 150, and then this is going until this is this one, right? At this point is 350, and then reaching, it's a straight line, straight line, horizontal lines. And then because until this is not changing, you cannot just take it as a plain line. I repeat, D to C is still maintain 100. Even just near C is still 100, so it should be straight line, straight horizontal line. Only at C 150 is added, 50 is added, so it increasing to 150. So you have to be careful in rowing, shear force. And then moving on from C to B, it still maintain 150 until just one centimeter near B, it still maintains it still maintains okay, you can complete some, and then from here it is reaching here. My computer, I call the technician, still it's working, and then at 350 it reaches at a negative 350 reaction. Because of the reactive force, it is changing to some other screen, okay, reaching to 0, okay, the value 0, reaching to 0. This is how you are drawing. It's positive or negative, Mr. Harshita, is it positive or negative? Your shear force diagram, this is shear force diagram, conveniently you can write it, positive or negative. Harshita? Not there? Maybe. Kosar, positive or negative? This diagram
Yes,
I want to write positive or negative?
it's negative.
Wrong. See, all positive. See, I written here download positive. Positive. I draw on top because all loads are download. Our sign convention is download positive, isn't it? Download positive. Correct? Upward negative. All our loads across the beam are positive. Correct? Sir, did you correct your answer? It's all positive because all the loads are download. That's why I draw on top of this axis. A to D is an axis, right? That's why I draw on top of the diagram. See, this is my axis. This is my axis. We are analyzing this direction, x direction, 0, x direction. I draw on top of this axis the value of 100, which is downward, 50 added, which is downward again downward, added again, because positive, I still maintain that axis above marking because it's downward. When it comes to this point at A, there is a negative upward, which is, this is negative, right? When I add with this, becomes 0, that's why I'm reaching down, okay, down to A. This is how we are doing the shear force diagram. Coming to bending moment diagram, let's see bending moment diagram quickly. You have to practice more, otherwise you will be finding difficult. Any question until this drawing shear force diagram? Shall we move on to bending moment diagram? Okay, remember the points we discussed: positive hogging, sagging, positive sagging, negative hogging. Okay, sagging will be like this, hogging will be like this, negative, positive. Remember this point. With that, let's start analyzing the bending moment. Very simple. Within few lines we can reach it, but for your understanding, I'm making many lines. Once you get practice, you get used to, I'm sure you will not need this many lines at this time. Okay, come on. Start from D to A. Again, we start from D to A. We'll have the values starting from here. Bending moment diagram. Okay, I use the red color. Start from D. How much is D? What's gentleman here? Muddasir. Add D. I directly right hand side, left hand side, no need to add D. The formula for bending moment is force into distance. My force is 100. Come on, Muntasir. Distance is how much at D? I'm taking moment at D. How much is the distance? When I draw the sketch is 10 kilonewton, sorry, 100 newtons, 50 newtons, 50 newtons, 200 newtons, 200 newtons, and then fix N. Okay, This is 1 meter, 2 meter, 1 meter. And then that's all. Come on. At D, how much is this bending moment? Force into distance at D.
Yeah,
At
100. Yeah, equals to 0.
At D is 0, right? There is no
Yeah.
moving. Good. And then just beside, just left hand side, or well, just go to C already there. At C, gentlemen, Ongzen. At C, force into distance is how much? Ongzen, come on. Take it sportively.
1.
1. What? Go from D to see. We are talking about at C. You are standing here. Your observer is here, and you are talking from. You have to. It's integrated one. Start from D. Calculate until C. Okay. What is the force at C? I mean at C. How much is the value?
150.
100 into how much the distance? How much the distance?
1.
1 meter, correct. Okay, and see it's like this. One moment, I cannot delete it. I'm standing here, right? I'm standing here at C. I want to know moment. Moment is force into distance, right? There is no moment due to 50 that is acting at this point for C, right? But there is a moment due to 100 acting on this right hand side. We must go either right or left to find the moment at a point in the beam. This case we go from right to left. At C, there is no moment caused by 50 at this point, but there is a moment caused by 100 because of the distance 1 meter. So at C, resolve all the moments at C, taking all the loads and moments that is acting on its right hand side. On its right hand side, only 100 is acting at a distance 1 meter. That's why 100 into 1 meter is equal to 100 meter. Thanks, Ongzen. And then, no, unit, mind your unit, is Newton or kilonewton? Newton meter. Next, Ongzen done. Raymond, at B. Our next point is B, right? And come on, Raymond, take it sportive. No problem if you are wrong answer also you can correct today. It's lifelong. If you are corrected today, you won't make mistake. At B, what is happening? Stand here. Your reference point is here. Gentleman, Raymond is man, right? Raymond is standing here, and he needs to calculate all the loading from D to B. One by one, he has to do. He's having a long job. Start from D, 100. Tell me, times how much? You are standing here. This load.
3.
3 meter.
Very good, 3 meter. And then another load is also acting, causing this to move, right?
Yes.
Positive or negative?
Positive.
Very good. Positive. I remove all these unnecessary lines. Okay. Very good. Positive. Yeah. When it is moving down, it will be positive or negative. That is a question for you. One moment. To do that, because it's many load, you cannot simply understand the hogging and sagging right now. See, if it is one loading, you can simply say, yeah, hogging. If many loading, a combination of hogging and sagging. In this case, we will recall our good old method, keeping our clock at this point. We are now calculating at B. At this point B. Keep the clock and then see whether it's anti-clockwise or clockwise. You can do it correctly. Answer me, is positive or negative?
Positive.
No. We are calculating at B, right? B or C? C done already,
At
right?
B. At B.
Yeah, B, how much? Positive or negative?
Positive. Because
Better I put the clock here, our old method. You put the clock like this. 12, 3, 6, 9. Okay. When you are moving, it's clockwise or anti-clockwise. You can follow now. I'm standing at B and calculating 100, this way is clockwise, positive. 50, 50,
Positive.
positive. I have a question here. Let me finish and tell you. 50 times, how much is the value? Distance? 2 meter,
2 meter.
right? 2 meter. What's the answer?
100 times 300. 400.
500. All correct? 50
4.
plus 350, right?
400.
Correct. 400. 400 unit Newton meter, right? Then moving on, at C, how much is it? At A can. Next is A. Who is this gentleman? Tantang. At A, what is happening? F into D again. Tantang is standing here. He needs to account for all this load, all these 3 types of load, which are acting at different distance from this point A, right? From this point A. Come on, start from A, 100. How much is 100 positive? Can tell me, Tantang? 100 times?
4.
Good. Then positive or negative?
Negative.
Why negative?
Because need to withstand the load.
The direction of loading is downward, right? Direction of loading is downward, going in again in a clockwise direction.
Oh, then positive.
According to the point where we are, should be positive, isn't it? And it will tend to back.
Yes.
No, you just follow the norms. At the end, you will see whether it's positive or negative. Based on the result, you will get the correct answer. Okay, by following. Yes, you are right. It should balance and get negative only arithmetically. But let's follow one norm, either clockwise, positive or negative, anti-clockwise. Either way, either clockwise positive or anti-clockwise negative. Because we cannot say in a different loading. See, I draw the hogging and sagging for you. Actually, it will tend to move like this, and then it will tend to down because it is acting downward, right? Because of this, it's again coming 100 is here, and a 50 is balanced already, right? It's 100 here, right? Add to this, there is another 150, another 150 like this. So we cannot know whether the hogging or sagging as a net result. Better we'll follow like this convention, sign convention. At the end, you will have the result. With that, you can say the net value is hogging or sagging. Now, 50 times, how much is the answer? 50 times.
3.
Next, negative or positive? Also,
Positive.
positive. How much is 200 times? 1. Right? What's the answer? At A? What's the answer, please?
$700.
700. Okay. All are getting the same answer? Okay. 700 kilonewton meter. Keep increasing, right, in this direction. Okay.
Miss, 750.
Oh. Others, please check the answer. That's why I waited for a while to check the correct answer. Okay. These are all about the point load, point load that is acting. And then when you go to UDL, it will be a bit differing. The next question I will be giving on UDL. Okay, be ready. Okay. Let's draw the diagram. That is important now. We are going to draw the bending moment diagram. Go for the conventions. What is the value? Number 1, it is mostly it should be of hogging type, right? Let's see how this is based on the positive and negative, we can answer correctly. Right. I take this same side to draw our diagram. Axis is like this, okay? Axis is like this. Start from here, D. This is our D. This is C. This is B and A, okay? We need to plot the bending moment. How much is positive or negative? Downward, right? Well, generally speaking, cantilever, which will be hogging, negative. I mark it downward, correct? Or downward positive. I mark this positive downward for the moment. What is the value at D? What is the value at D? Anybody? What is the value at D? What's the value at D?
0.
0. Okay. For shear force diagram, we mark the positive on top. For bending moment, we mark the positive downward. Let it be like this, easy for comparison. It's 0, so I start here. And then the value at C will be 100. I mark here 100. And then moving on B, 400. Moving on A, 700. Right? Bending moment diagram I'm doing. And this is point load. Can be a straight line. Okay? Can be a straight line. Straight inclined line because the bending moment. Or when you start from here, as the distance are going down, the value will be decreasing. Sorry, keep increasing. Because the point is increasing, right? The distance is increasing, point will be increasing. And then loading is also increasing. I'll just mark it a bit higher. Okay. At this point, C is, our value is 100 Newton meter. And then you go, as the distance increases, moment will increase. That's why you have to put an increasing line, not a straight line like in shear force. You have to put an increasing line because increasing. At B, it is adult. It has reached the value of 400. Value of 400 Newton meter. Keep on increasing only because the load still added with the loading. If no loading, it may be changing, right? Or it is reaching 0. No load, no reaction. When it comes here, 700, but there is a reaction, right? A reaction, no use, because at the same time point it is acting. What is the value here? 700 Newton, kilonewton or Newton? I keep changing the value. It's Newton meter. Okay, 700 Newton meter at this point remains here. Okay, remains here. And there will be because of fixed end, there will be a fixed end moment. And that point we will see later. Because of fixed end moment, there will be a moment like this, positive negative moment or anti-clockwise moment will be acting like this, which is equal to MA, which is negative 700. It will be close like that for the column final value. Because of negative value, it will become 0 at this point, reaching 0 here. Because of, I repeat, because of fixed end, there will be a fixed end moment, right? This moment is equal and opposite to the moment caused throughout the member with the given loading. So if you put 700, it will reach 0 here. That's why you're reaching 0. Your diagram is closed at A. This is how you do it, and this is positive, all positive. Okay, end up with all positive. Clear? Right. I will give you one more example for you to practice. Otherwise, you will not understand anything. You need to practice. Okay. I'm giving point load. I mean, we done for the point load. UDL also. Just now we calculated, right? Where is UDL? Why didn't show UDL? Huh? The last time one is UDL, right? I explain only, but you have to complete this question for the next class. Okay. If not complete, I'm sorry, you cannot do anything. I will, if you want, I can explain quickly so that you will remember. This is for your tutorial, homework. 3. Take the fixed end again, take it and take a UDL, right? UDL of length, of span length. All of you write down. A unit value of the loading is 10 Newton per meter, and this take this end as D, and at distance C, some value. At distance B, there is some value, right? We take the same case but change to UDL only, okay? Change to UDL. All right. And then what else you need? That's all right. Okay, same procedure, only thing UDL, right? You should know how to solve the UDL. If you want, I just do one part only, the remaining you complete and bring it. 2 meter, 1 meter, and this is 2 meter. I do one part only until the 2 o'clock. We have another 5 minutes left. I do until this part is. This is 3 meter. Okay, 3 meter. I do one part only. I do one part of calculation of bending moment and shear force for you to understand. Use the same procedure for hugging and sagging. Shear force at D, all of you know, right? Shear force at D, at this point, nothing. Shear force at D, exactly at D, there is nothing because there is no loading, just started, right? And then moving on to C, shear force at C will be, how much is it? At this point, right? At this point, if you want to calculate, this is the UDL, right? Normally, UDL is calculated like this. D and C, UDL, right? UDL. This is 10 Newton per meter, right? Every meter is 10, right? Every meter is 10 Newtons, right? Every meter is 10 Newton. Hence, for the whole of 2 meter, how much is the value? It will be 10 times 2, right? So, MC will be 10 times 2, which will be 20. I mean, not MC, like shear force, we are doing shear force. Shear force at C will be, shear force at C will be 20 newtons. So that's why I'm calculating 10 into 2, it will be 20 newtons. Like this, you calculate one after another until B. Next at B will be whole load 10 newtons times 3. At this is DA, right? At A will be 10 Newton times 6. Like that, you have to calculate the shear force, everything. And bending moment, I explain a bit. For bending moment at D, as usual, 0, no distance, right? No distance, so it will be 0 again. It will be 0. It will be 0 because no distance crossed. At D, at D will be, bending moment at D will be 0. And then it is starting, right? It is starting to increase. When it's starting to increase, at C it will be a different value. Let's calculate at C. For apply the force into distance formula. At C, force into distance, right? For your force is UDL, right? Change to your point load first, okay? Change to point load is 20 newtons, right? Because you have a distance of 2. So C to D will be 20 newtons acting. Am I right? Just now we calculated. I convert into point load, which is 10 times 2, 20 newtons between C and D. Point load is acting. And then at C, it will be half of this value, 1 meter. So my moment will be at C, my moment will be 20 times 1. Am I right? Are you following? 20 times 1. Because it's acting at half a distance, the middle of the span. So it will be 20 Newton meter is the moment. Is this clear? I stop here. Like this, you please calculate everything. I will upload this video so that you can refer through for your understanding. One by one you calculate. When you go here, when you go at this point, when you go to B, it will be convert into UDL first. B to D, right? B to D, you convert into UDL first. It will be acting at middle of 3 points, 1.5 meter. So 10 times 2 is 20 Newton meter. 20 Newton meter is acting at 1.5. Acting at 1.5. Acting at 1.5 from B. Okay, this is B to D. B to D. Sorry, B to D. You need to calculate from B to D. So 10 times 2 is 20, acting at the middle of the span BD, which is at 1.5 from B. Then calculate all these things. Okay, so you follow this method to calculate your bending moment complete, and then show to next class. I will ask anybody to display, right, to give answer. Get ready. I stop here. Any question? Quick question? Like this, you have to practice many questions, then only you get familiarized. You will remember things, that is important. Some remember